Is it Allah? Is it Jehovah? Is it Elohim? Is it Olodumare? Is it Amen Ra? Is it Chukwu? Whatever you want to call God is fine with me. We spend too much time debating the irrelevancies of black reality.
Peace to the guys out there. It's the man with the plan, Daniel Shane, here with POC Undivided. And today we're going to be talking about 3 ways that we can get our supplemental income game up. 3 different ways we can get some extra money. Okay, because, you know, it's one thing to have a primary source of income, but it's a completely different thing to have multiple sources of supplemental income. All right. And if you want to know about the importance of supplemental income, I did an entire video about supplemental income in general. All right. So if you're not familiar with that, turn off this video, go watch that last video I did about supplemental income, and then come back to this video and you'll have a better understanding of what it is I'll be talking about in this particular video. Okay, so with that being said, let me go ahead and dig into the 3 things that we can do, all right, to make a little bit of extra money. All right, some extra money, some supplemental income. All right. All right, and this isn't going to be the last video I'm going to do about this. I'm going to do several videos digging into different sources of supplemental income, little things that we could do to kind of get our money up a little bit for investment purposes, okay? Because the name of the game here is investment. So that's for the most part what we'll be talking about. That's for the most part what we'll be discussing, okay? So with that in mind, let me go into the first thing that you can do to get some supplemental income, some extra income about you, all right? So the first way is Uber/Lyft. All right, now, if you're like me, you probably did a little bit of research about Uber and Lyft, and you probably discovered some things that kind of turned you off about it. All right, the first is that Uber or Lyft, they don't pay for gas. Okay, so that means that they're paying you for the trip. So you're making money off the trip, and then you have to pay for gas. So whatever the trip is, you have to deduct that from your gas. And that's actually what you come away with. Now that can add up if you're doing a lot of Ubering around and you're spending about $20-$30 worth of gas per day doing your Ubering around, and you only made about $60 for the day. All right, you got to deduct that $30 in gas from your 60. Okay, so you only came away with about $30. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the wear and tear of the car. Now, all that driving around shortens the life of the car. Depreciation. It's one of the things that we've talked about in one of our other videos. Depreciation is a beast. Okay, so, you know, you driving your car around, you know, it strengthens the need for maintenance, for oil changes, things going bad on the car that you yourself has to replace. Uber doesn't replace. All right. And then the other thing is that you probably just don't want people in your car. The compensation mixed with everything coupled together just wasn't strong enough for you to say, all right, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do this, because you're like, I'm not getting paid enough to be dealing with all these people in my car and that sort of thing. All right. It makes sense. It makes sense if you thought about it. For those of you who are doing it now, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's cool. You know, it is a little bit of money, but it's not, you know, for those of us who are working and, you know what I mean, and have full-time jobs and maybe we make decent money, it's really not all that beneficial for us when you think about it in that traditional standpoint, or from that traditional standpoint. You know what I mean? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a way to utilize Uber and Lyft to its fullest. Okay. If you utilize it this way, then literally it'll be straight profit. Okay. And let me start by saying, well, let me just go straight into it. Okay. If you, instead of, you know, Ubering all day or Ubering all night or that sort of thing, if you did Uber to and from work, okay? Now, I know a lot of you are like, huh? But for those of you who caught what I just said, the wheel should be turning, okay? If you did Uber to work and from work, all those problems that I named earlier would pretty much just be alleviated. Okay, there's no extra gas that you're spending as far as doing Uber to work and from work, because you got to go to work, you got to come back from work. Okay, there's no extra wear and tear that you have to pay for your car going to and from. Okay, and you don't have to have a whole bunch of people in your car. Okay, you're pretty much just doing one Uber there and one Uber back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 people at max in your car at a time. All right, so you're not dealing with a whole bunch of personalities. You're not dealing with a whole bunch of different things. All right, it's straight profit. Okay, and I know a lot of you are going to look at the money that you'll make on a daily basis and be like, this isn't worth it. But I assure you, okay, the fact that it's sheer profit and it doesn't really cost you any extra time or any extra resources, it's worth doing it, and is worth doing in itself. Okay, if you can make a good $10 a day Ubering to and from work, $10 a day times 5 days in a week. If you go to work 5 days a week, 5 days in a week, all right, times 4 weeks in a month, that's $200 a month that you just made on top of whatever it is your salary is. Okay, that's an extreme benefit. You can take that $200 and you can put that towards some sort of investment and really make something for yourself with that $200. That $200 can fund a lot of different projects. Okay, $200 don't sound like a lot of money, but I guarantee you $200 can pay how many bills in your house? How many bills you got for $200 and below? Okay, even the money you spend for lunch every day costs you about $200. Okay, so doing this to and from work is beneficial, point blank period. Okay, so this is something that we can utilize, and it's straight profit. It's a straight benefit. All right, so that's the first thing, Uber/Lyft. All right, now to the next thing that you could do and generate some extra income, some supplemental income for yourself, is you can actually open up an online store. Now, a lot of people kind of get lost with this. A lot of people get discouraged with online stores because maybe they're not familiar with how to put up websites and they don't want to pay all the money for the website and that sort of thing. There are different websites. There are different websites that you can build websites off of. Okay, you got websites like webs.com, wix.com, WordPress. You can go on these websites and they'll allow you to build your own website from scratch for literally free. Okay, when you go to actually post, put the website up, and you pay a fee that's like $50-$60 depending on the circumstances of everything, but it's like $50-$60. Okay, and you can put up your very own website and your very own web store. Okay, in that web store you can sell pretty much anything in that web store. Okay, soap, shoes, clothes, whatever it is you want to put up on that website, you can put up on that website, and you can drive traffic to it using social media things or whatever. And you can even add to that by putting the same products up on different bigger websites like Amazon and eBay. You can put your products on there along with your own website and help drive traffic to your website from those other websites. Okay, so this is money that can really come in handy over time. It can really grow. You can go from 1 sale a month to 2 sales a month to 3 sales a month, and steadily, slowly but surely, make your way all the way up. You got 1 sale a week. You made $10 for the week. $10 a week times 4, that's $40 for the month. Now that could pay, how many bills could that pay? I'm just saying. So putting up your online store, that's a good way to generate some supplemental income. A lot of us think about putting up an online store like in the traditional sense of, we're going to put up the store and we're going to sell millions of dollars worth of inventory and we're going to see all this revenue. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you start from scratch, you get up a little website, you put some good products, you buy some stuff wholesale, you put it up online. All right, you start gradually moving people in the direction of the website and selling stuff online. Hey, that's how you do it. And it could turn from a little to a lot real quick. Okay, so that's the second thing you could do for some good supplementary income. Okay. All right. Now, the third thing I'm going to mention that you could do to build up some good supplementary income is you can actually get a second job. Now, I know a lot of people are like, duh, and that sort of thing. And, whatever, second job, when you think about extra income, that's probably the first thing that will come to mind is getting a second job. But, getting a second job, let me just say it. Yeah, it's the first thing that comes to mind, but a lot of people don't think about it. And then there are different jobs that you can get that will work around your schedule, okay? That you can use when you're not working, okay? Like, for example, security. You can get you a security license for like $100 or something like that, okay? You can get out there and work security overnight. You can work security over the weekends. You can work security all those different times that you're not at work. And for the most part, having a security job is pretty flexible. You know what I mean? So you can work that into your everyday life. Even different part-time jobs. There are different part-time jobs that you could do, like working at a retail store or something like that, and you make $9-10 an hour or whatever. It's not a whole lot of money, but you work at a little retail store. You could work after 5-6 o'clock, show up to work, and work from 6 to 9 when the store closes, and then go home and then go to work the next day. That money adds up. You making $200 and $300 extra every 2 weeks. That's $600 a month at the end of the day. What can you do with $600, especially when you take that $600 and you add that to your Ubering to and from work, okay, which is $200 a month, and you take that and you add that to your online store money, which could potentially be a good $40 to $100 a month, even with you not selling much, okay? That's almost $1,000 extra you just generated in 1 month, in addition to whatever it is your salary is. Okay, so these are different things that we need to be exploring. We need to be immersing ourselves in, man. That extra income we could be using to invest. You say you don't have money to invest? Well, I'm giving you 3 ways that you can get that extra money to invest, to be successful, to put into your communities, all right? To build businesses and do the things that you want to do, all right? And investing doesn't necessarily mean investing in a business or anything like that. Invest in yourself, all right? You can put it towards training for some sort of field that you may want to think about getting into, you know, your arts and crafts, your music, whatever, you know what I mean? You can use this supplemental income for, okay? So that wraps up today's video about supplemental income. Let me know your thoughts if you have any. You can find me on Facebook, POC Undivided on Facebook. Everybody like the Facebook page. We post stuff on there on a regular basis. So POC Undivided on Facebook, POC Undivided on More Us. Shout out to the More Us people. And POC Undivided at gmail.com. You can also find me at King Shane 7 on Twitter. All right. But with all that being said, I will holler at you guys later. Peace.